I thought we'd start off the year with an eye lesson. And so there you go. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
And I think many of you have maybe not done an eye lesson before, a specific eye lesson, right? Specifically an eye lesson. So there's not a lot of movement. We'll be lying, let's see, we'll be in sitting, we'll be in lying on the back, we'll be for a brief time on the stomach. And you just want to make yourself as comfortable as possible. So go ahead and lie down on your backs. All righty. So just take a few moments to observe your breath. Orient yourself so you can hear me, and this is kind of an interesting point. I'll just mention it straight out front. Our eyes are naturally attuned to move towards light. So wherever your crib was when you were a tiny baby, wherever the window was in relationship to the crib, is the first place you would turn your head when it became light. So our movement patterns can become biased at a very early age, just from where our parents put our crib in relationship to the window. So you might note in your own environment now where the light source is coming from. And it's just a suggestion. You don't have to change your orientation, but you might want to orient yourself so that the light comes from above the head. Meaning, it's just so your eyes don't pull towards the window, which they might do. Or you can just notice that they might want to do that. So with your eyes closed, become aware of the light source in your room. And then palm your eyes. So bring the palms of your hands, the right palm over the right eye, the left palm over the left eye. And cup your hands so that your palms are not touching your eyes. There's no pressure on your eyes whatsoever. And cross the fingers of one hand on top of the other. So the fingers of one hand will rest on the back of the fingers of the other hand. And arrange your fingers and hands so that all the light is blocked out. All the light is blocked out. And there's no tension in the hands, there's no tension in the elbows or the shoulders or the face or the breathing. As comfortable as you can be. And with your eyes closed and the light blocked out, just notice what you see. You might see squiggly lines or flashes of color, moving designs, patches of light and darkness. And this is because of the excitation of the nervous system, of the optical nerve. So just observe the shapes or the colors. And notice how your eyes might be moving as you observe the colors, the lights, the speckles, the patches of gray and grayer and darker and lighter. And imagine, or maybe sense, that your eyes they float. They're in a liquid environment and they float. And we have two types of muscles in the eyes. There's the muscles that move the eyes, and then there's the muscles that focus the eyes. Two different types of muscles. So can you, continuing to keep the light blocked out, find the middle, the midpoint of your eyes. Now, where is that? We'll be thinking about where your glasses would perch on the bridge of your nose. That's what we'll, when I refer to the midpoint or the middle of your eyes, that's the place where you look. So now look there with both your eyes. Look at the middle, the bridge of your nose, and notice if your right eye feels different than your left eye, or if one eye finds the midline better. And then let the eyes relax. Let the eyes relax as though you were going to sleep. And you may know this if you have read it in a book, or you may have sensed it in yourself, but the eyes go somewhere very specific when you are sleeping. So if you imagine that you're going to sleep, can you sense that your eyes drift up, the right eye to the right upper corner and the left eye to the left upper corner, as though your eyes would be looking at where you might sprout a pair of horns? So when the eyes are relaxed and not seeing, that's where they drift. So see if you can allow them to drift there, and then bring them to focus in the middle. Just let them drift to where you might have horns sprouting out of your head, and then bring them both back to the middle. And do that several times. Keep the muscles of your brow relaxed and soft, your teeth separated and your tongue resting. Let the eyes always come back to the middle. And now you can bring your arms down and place them anywhere that's comfortable. Keep your eyes closed. Our eyes will be closed the entire time, even though we're going to be coming to standing a few times during the lesson. We'll always keep the eyes closed. So you can rest your arms down by your sides, or you can put your elbows on the floor somewhere comfortable. And just begin to move your eyes as though you wanted to see out the ear hole of your right ear, and then out the ear hole of your left ear. So the eyes go extremely to the right, and then they go extremely to the left. And do that a few times. So you might see some light coming in through your ears. On one side, both eyes go over to look as though to see the right ear, and then as though to see the left ear. And now, do the eyes see? Are you using the eyes from when you go to right to left, the space in between right and left? What happens with your eyes? So they're probably just moving. They're moving to the right and they're moving to the left, and there's no sense of vision or seeing anything. So keeping your eyes closed, move your eyes more slowly, as though you were scanning the horizon. The eyes will move in an arc, and pause in the middle, at the bridge of your nose, where both eyes look at the bridge of your nose, and then move over to the left ear. But move the eyes slowly, as though you were seeing something. So we're bringing into play the muscles that focus the eyes. And notice where the eyes stop. It's like each eyeball has a particular angle. You could draw a line from the eye to what it's looking at or focusing on, and then it moves to another place and another place and another place. So notice where those stops are for you. As you smoothly move your eyes from one ear to the other ear, notice where they stop because you're moving your eyes as though to see. And those places where your eyes are stopping are the places where your eyes know how to focus. Those are your habitual places of focusing your eyes. So we can re-educate the eyes and improve the vision if we slow the movement down even more. And the places in between where you stop the eyes, you make it smooth and you see the horizon. You see whatever it is you're imagining you're seeing, even if it's the inside of your eyelids. So take your time. Find the places where the eyes jump and smooth it out. Smooth it out. And you can observe, you might observe interesting phenomena happening in the background. Like you might notice your jaw or your tongue or the back of your palate or just other places sort of getting involved. It's just interesting to note. You don't need to inhibit them, just notice. Or you can play with inhibiting them. Make it smoother, make it slower, make it softer. The eyes float and they see in an equal focus this arc as they move across the field of your vision from one ear to the other. And now pause with that and palm your eyes again. Cup your hands, rest one set of fingers over the other. Block out all the light, keep your eyes closed. And what are the shapes or the colors or the places of light or darkness? So perhaps your nervous system, your optic nerve is quieting down. And can you find a place that's the darkest and look at it? Look at the darkest spot and imagine it enlarging like a squid that has just ejected its ink into the water, and it spreads and it spreads, and the darkness spreads and spreads and blocks out all the light. And can you imagine that the backs of your eyelids, or the eyelids that's covering your each eye, is made of black wet velvet, and that you're staring or looking into black wet velvet. Soft hands, soft elbows, soft shoulders, easy breath. And bring your arms down, and if you need to change your legs or stand your feet, do whatever you need to do to be very comfortable, very comfortable. And now look at the middle of your eyes again, the bridge of the nose with both your eyes. And then imagine that the ceiling in your home has disappeared and there's nothing but infinity. And can you take your eyes to look up to infinity, as far away from yourself as you can see? And imagine an object. It could be a feather. It could be a ping pong ball. It could be any object that you choose. Have it appear at the very, very furthest place so you can see a tiny speck of this object in your own imagination. It starts slowly, slowly floating straight down, slowly, slowly, straight down, until it gets larger and larger, and you can actually see the details of this object. And it's coming in a straight line for the bridge of your nose. It's coming slowly, it's coming softly, and you notice where you lose it. You notice where you don't see it, where it comes into your visual field and disappears, where it might be difficult for you to hold your focus, where you might begin to drift with your mind and think of other things and visualize other things and people and faces and cats, and you don't see the object anymore. So keep coming back to the object until it lands very softly on the bridge of your nose, and notice what your eyes do. And can you look at this object and see it without crinkling your eyes, without frowning? And then the eye, like a puff of air, just a puff of air, sends it back up, slowly, slowly, in a straight line, straight up into infinity. And where do you lose it? Can you keep your eyes on the ball, on the bug, on the cat, whatever it is that you have sent up to infinity? And it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it disappears. And then it starts to fall again. So when is the first moment you see the speck? You see the color, you see something coming down towards you. It's coming and it's coming, it's falling slowly, slowly, it's floating down in a very, very precise line, almost as though it were on an invisible string. And when it's on the bridge of your nose, again, send it back up with a puff of air. And it floats up, and you observe it. You see it, you watch it, you focus on it. Slow it down where you lose the thread, where you lose the movement of the object. And then when it's again where you can no longer see it, it's so far away, like a rocket ship that has gone so far up you can no longer see it. Have it come very quickly and land on the bridge of your nose. Boom. And then fire it off like a rocket all the way until you can no longer see it. And again, have it fall very quickly And watch it with your eyes. Follow, track it with your eyes until it lands on the bridge of your nose. And then leave that. Sense yourself on the floor. Keep your eyes closed. Keeping your eyes closed, bring yourself up to standing. Keeping your eyes closed. This will be like a blind person. So be very cautious. Be aware of what is where. All we're going to do is stand and keeping our eyes closed. You can maybe turn right, you can turn left. Just sense how it is after having worked with your eyes. How is it to sense yourself? Keep your eyes closed. And then keeping your eyes closed, come back down onto your mat. Take your time, sense where your mat is, your pillow, make everything comfortable and safe. And when you're comfortably arranged on your back again, bring your eyes to palm your hands. Bring your hands to palm your eyes. Bring your hands to palm your eyes. Block out all the light, and through your closed eyes, can you see black velvet, or now do you see colors? What do you see? Keep your eyes covered and block out all the light, but open your eyes and take your eyes to the right and to the left, just a little bit. Notice if they can move smoothly. Notice where the middle is. You don't have to stop there. You can pass through it, but know where it is. And bring your arms down and come to lie on your stomach. Lie comfortably on your belly. Keep your eyes closed. And now we're going to lie in an odd, kind of an odd way. Your hands are on either side of your head, the elbows on the floor. And the chin is what's resting on the floor. The chin is what's resting. So we're going baby time here. The chin rests on the floor. Make yourself as comfortable as you can. And imagine something next to the right side of your face, to the right ear. It could be your cat. It could be a ball. It could be a little mouse. But there's something there that starts to move away. The cat gets into place right on cue. Very good, CD. Whatever object or animal you can imagine, next to your right ear, have it walk slowly away from you to the end of the room, and just observe what the rest of the body does. You're resting on the chin and the eyes are following something moving, a living creature or a ball rolling away all the way to the end of the room. And if you have a small room and so it's not going to go very far away from you, well, it can go through the wall. You can dissolve the wall. You can dissolve these things and keep observing this moving object going as far away from you until it reaches the point where you can no longer see it. And then have it come walking back. Have it come back home to your right ear. And once this object is touching the side of your face, have it walk away again and follow it with your eyes and see its every movement. See its every movement. See it rolling away, see it walking away, see it scurrying away. And what might be happening with your pelvis, or your spine, or your heels, or your neck, the back of your head. Turn the eyes, keep looking, keep looking. And now have the object, however far it is away from you, have it start to go up in a vertical line. And then back down to the ground and come back to your right ear. The chin stays on the floor, but you might notice the skeleton starts to arrange itself. You can be on the lookout for your skeleton starting to arrange itself to follow the movement of the eye, which is following movement. Light and movement and faces are what our eyes have evolved to see. Send the object or your favorite animal away from you again to the right. Have it move away more quickly. And then have it run back, zip, and attach itself to the right side of your face. Do that once or twice. And of course, at any time, if you become uncomfortable, you can change position and come back into it. So let's all take a little rest. Come onto your backs. Sense the right side of your face. Move your eyes from right to left in a smooth arc. In a smooth, uninterrupted arc. And now roll your head. Just let your eyes rest and roll your head right and left. Does it have a softer quality? And come again onto your belly. Your arms arranged on either side of your head and your chin resting on the floor. You can. And now we'll go from the left ear. So whatever object you've been working with, or you can choose a different one, have it right next to your left side of your face, your cheek, your temple. And it starts to move away from you. And you observe it, you observe it, you observe it, you observe it. And now what happens in your neck? What happens at the back of the occiput? The chin stays on the floor, but perhaps other parts of you start to arrange themselves in support of your desire to follow this object as it wanders away from you to the left. And then the object or animal can come back. Notice where you lose it. If you can keep tracking it. We evolved as hunters, so our eyes know how to track movement and be very still. So observe the object, focus on the object, watch the object as it goes away from you. Play with different distances. Notice where the eyes are very agreeable to seeing the object and where they lose it. Pay attention to those places. Slow the object down so you can see it. We're re-educating the eye muscles. A couple of times, have the object go very quickly away from you and very quickly back. So the eyes dart. And then come again and rest on your back. Allow your eyes to go to the right and to the left smoothly. You can roll your head to follow the movement of your eyes smoothly. Are you just moving the eyes, or do you see? Do the eyes see? One more time, come onto the belly. With your chin down. Rest on your chin. And find the midpoint of your eyes. Find the bridge of your nose. And from there, take the eyes downwards as though you wanted to see the center of the earth. Downwards, 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 downwards. And then straight back up until the eyes look at the bridge of the nose. So slowly do that a few times, looking down into the center of the earth. I don't know how many miles that is. Some of you might know that, but it's a long way away. So the eyes are looking slowly into a greater and greater distance. What happens with your eye muscles? What happens with your sensation of your eyes as you do this? What happens as the eyes go far with a vision? The focus goes further and further and further and then comes closer and closer and closer. And now the next time you're in the middle and you're looking at the bridge of your nose, stay there and imagine that you're looking at a horizon. And on that horizon is an animal. Right in the middle of your vision, you're focused on it. It could be a rabbit, it could be a coyote, it could be anything. And the animal slowly moves a little bit to the right, a little bit to the right. You follow it with both your eyes, and then the animal zips back to the middle, and your eyes find middle. Boom. And then the animal moves over a little to the left of your center of your vision, and then zips back to the middle. And play with this a few times. Something on your horizon, moving slowly a little off center, and then zip back to the middle. How quickly can you find the middle? Both eyes find the middle. To the right, coming back, and to the left, coming back. And then leave it, wherever you are, leave it. Come onto your back. And palm your eyes. Shut out all the light. What do you see? Can you see the black wet velvet yet? Or do you still see colors and shapes and squiggles? Look for the darkest spot and see if you can enlarge it. And bring your arms down. Keep your eyes closed. And look at the midpoint of the eyes, the bridge of the nose. And draw a line as though someone had a paintbrush and they were painting a line from the bridge of your nose along the center of your forehead to your hairline, and then back to the bridge of your nose. And follow that very smooth movement of a paintbrush going from the bridge of your nose to your hairline. And back. And then to the top of your head. The eyes go to the top of the head. Follow that line of paint to the top of the head and back to the bridge of the nose, and then down along the middle of the nose and under the nose, the cleft in between the lips, down the middle of the chin, down the middle of the throat, to the notch in between the collarbones, and back from the notch in between the collarbones along the middle of the throat, under the chin, around the chin, up the middle of the lips, the cleft between the lips, under the nose, around the tip of the nose, and to in between the eyes. And now take the eyes from in between, from the bridge of the nose, paint a line down the nose and around the tip, under the nose, through the cleft, through the middle of the lips, the middle of the chin, under the jaw and down the throat, to the notch between the clavicles and down the middle of the sternum. Down the middle of the sternum, the middle of the body until you get to your navel. And then from your navel, straight down, both eyes following this paintbrush going down the middle of your pelvis, the middle of your pubic bone, down the middle of your sex to the floor, up the crevice between your buttocks, and along the back of the pelvis, through the lumbar spine, up the middle of the back, painting this line along all of your vertebrae to the base of the neck, along all of your vertebrae, all 7 neck vertebrae, to the occiput and around the back of the skull and all the way around the top of the head until you come again to the middle of the eyes. Cover your eyes again. And what do you see? Can you trace this line again? This macrocosmic orbit. It goes around the midline of your body in the front and the back. And when you've gone all the way around and you're back at the middle of your eyes, bring your arms down. And keeping your eyes closed, can you again bring yourself up onto your feet? Be safe. And stand with your eyes closed and look at your horizon. Where are you? Where's your weight? Can you keep your face forward and your eyes closed and look along from the bridge of your nose, down the middle of your face, down the middle of your body, down to right in between the right and the left heel. A point on the floor in between the right and the left heel. keeping your face forward. What are you doing with your tongue? Come back down onto your back. Keep your eyes closed. And bring your eyes to look at your navel, right in the center of your body. And draw a line from your navel to your right big toe. And imagine threading a ball on that line between your navel and your right big toe, and it moves along this line, and you follow the ball, or it can be a colored bead, from the middle of your navel to your right big toe on a diagonal line. Can you keep track of the ball? Can you see it? And now draw a line from your navel to your left big toe and thread the ball or the bead on it and move the ball along this line from your navel to your left big toe and back. How are the angles different? Are they different? Now imagine you have two beads and they go from your navel along the lines to each of your toes. And you follow them as they go away from you. Can you keep your eyes, the right eye on the right ball, the left eye on the left ball, and then bring them back until they converge into one large bead? And now, can you do it quickly? A few times? Zip, like a zip line? Zip, zip. And then leave it and palm your eyes again. What do you see? Look for black velvet, black wet velvet on the inside of your eyelids. Bring your arms to rest on the floor. Look at the bridge of your nose with your eyes. And go down along again the midline of your body. Follow that line to the navel, to in between the pubic bone, to down on the floor. The line goes past your heels into infinity. And then as quickly as you can, you bring everything back. You zip it back to your bridge of your nose. And then you do the same thing, but you go to infinity along the middle of your forehead, down to the floor and along the floor, away from the head, as far as you can see. And then run along the line with your eyes, zip back to the midpoint. Find midpoint as quickly as you can. Palm your eyes again. And slowly in the darkness, take your eyes to the right and to the left as smoothly as you can, as though to see out of your right ear hole, and then to see every detail along the way over to your left ear hole. You see all the points. You see everything in between the points. It's a smooth liquid movement, the eyes floating. To the right and to the left. As smoothly as you can. Can you focus better now? You can bring your hands down if you like. If your arms are tired, keep your eyes closed and continue moving your eyes slowly, seeing every detail of your panorama in the arc that goes from ear to ear. The eyes move 100 times a second. And where they stop is where they focus. Interesting little fact to be amazed about. Our eyes move 100 times a second. That's 1001. Your eye has just moved 1,000 times in order to see, and it's where it stops in those 100 times that it sees, that it focuses. Keeping your eyes closed, bring yourself up to standing. Can you go as softly and smoothly as your eyes were moving? And just stand quietly and observe yourself. And with your eyes closed, look at your horizon and to the right and to the left. And how does your body, how does the rest of you get behind that? Even though your eyes are closed, imagine you're scanning your horizon. You're a hunter. You're looking for any movement in the distance. And there's a smooth flow that you might sense comes all the way from the eyes and goes down into the floor, into the ground. And then open your eyes and do not look at the computer screen. Today, we're not going to come to the computer screen to share, but move about your environment and look at the light and look at the shadows. Look at the lines and the shapes, and observe yourself from this other place as you move. So your eyes are seeing and you are seeing and your whole body is seeing. You're seeing with your entire self, and you can go to the window And you can look out at the snow and see the brightness and see the contrast and see the lines of the trees. And you can follow along each branch. Maybe see a squirrel or a bird. Or some tracks in the snow. And I wish you all a beautiful weekend. And I'll see you next week.